Good evening, all. Am I audible? Can you hear my voice? Is my screen visible? Good evening. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the confirmation and good evening. Good evening. Very good evening. Happy Sunday. Welcome to day 3 of this machine learning masterclass. Good evening. Very good evening. So what all we have covered in yesterday's class? Can you guys post the topics in chat box? We can have an interaction about the topics we have covered till now. What all we have seen? Starting from, we have seen about Python basics. In that, data types. In that, we have seen about integers or numeric data type, then strings, then boolean, and then we moved into like the operators, different types, and then string operations, variables. These all we have seen, right? Yes. So today's class we are going to start with data structures. Okay, so once again I think we can start with the class. So this intro is enough, right? So once again I welcome you all and good evening. I welcome you all on behalf of pantechelearning. Welcome to this machine learning masterclass day 3. Okay, so let us start our class with Python data types and data structures. Okay, so data structures, if you talk about it, we are having list, tuple, set and dictionary. Okay, like some of these are, you can compare their difference too. So they are interrelated, something like that. So we'll be seeing it comparatively. So that's what I wish to take it in an entirely different session, a fully one session for completely this. Okay, so I think we can start with list. Once again, yesterday we have completed with the string operation. Do you guys remember, if I use split option, so I got a collection of items separated with comma inside square bracket, and I have called it as a list, if you remember. So that is what a list is. Okay, when we talk about list is a collection of items enclosed inside square bracket. Okay, so like for example, it is also like a data type. You can store x equal to, I'm having apple, orange, banana. Okay, so list are ordered. Okay, and it can store any data type. It is ordered means it has an order, which means if you store apple, then apple will be in the 0th index. We will be seeing about index in list. Please wait. So lists are ordered. Okay, and it can store any data type, which means inside of a single list you can have a string, you can have integer, you can have float, you can have complex number, you can have boolean. Okay, you can even have another list also. Okay, so another tuple or dictionary, you can have it inside of list. So that's what it can store any data type. And the final thing is lists are mutable. Okay, so items, once you create it, you can modify it after they are created. So these points may not make any much sense now, but when you see about other data structures like tuple or set, these points will make some changes there. Okay, so that's what their difference also, we'll see that. But for a list, it is a collection of items inside square bracket. It is called as a list, and they are ordered and can store any data type, and it is mutable, which means after they are created it can be modified. Okay. So how to access items inside of a list? Once again, here you can use index. Okay, so but here what will happen is in 0th index you will be having the first element. Okay, so if you go and get a 0th index you won't be get A, you will be getting the whole apple. Okay, so if you go with first index you will be getting orange, if you go with second index you will be getting banana. Okay, so I'll do that in a collab. So let us create a list. My list equal to, I'll create a list with a integer, a float. Okay, you can have a complex number too, we'll have a string. Okay, and we'll have booleans too. So I'll print my list, and you can print the type of it too. It belongs to the class list. Okay, and yeah, so moving with accessing it inside of the elements inside, so I can go and print in my list. If I want, I can take the 0th. Okay, so that will provide me the value 1. So if I go with first index, it should give me 1.1. The second index, it is string. So if you want to go inside, what you can do is you can create another square bracket here. So if I want t, where is t? T is inside in the first index in this string, right? So I can go and call 1. I think it is possible. We'll try. Yes, we got t, right? So if I go with 0, I'll get yes. Okay, is it clear? Downloadables are available for internship users, so if you want, you can join as an internship user. I'll be telling that later on in this session. Please wait. And that's how you can access elements inside of a list. And if you can access using index, then what you can also do is you can slice it. Okay, if you are having a list collection of items, you can slice them too using the starting and the ending number separated with colon. Once again, if you enter 1, it will start with 1. Okay, if you enter 5 in the index number, it is going to print till 4th index. Okay, we know that, right? Usually it works the same for string or a list. The slicing work in that way. So 1 is to the rest of the things. So we should get from 1.1 till the end, or from 2. Okay, so we are getting string and true. Is it clear? Regarding accessing and slicing, we have seen the same with a string yesterday. So this is the same but applying for a list. Can we move on to next one? And yeah, as we seen in this point, lists are immutable. They can be modified after they are created. Okay, so yeah, so what we can do is you can call any index number and set a new value to it. For example, in second index, what is the value I am having here? What is the value I am having in second index? Tell me in chat box. It is banana, right? So if I want to replace it with some other value, I can call the second index, and using equal to the assignment operator, I can assign a new value. So it will be replaced in my list. Okay, so that's what will happen. So what we are going to do is we'll try to replace, or yeah, I'll print my list once again. Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll call my list. In third index I'm having true, right? So I'll just replace to false. Okay, so now if I print my list, it will contain false in the place of true. Did you got it? You understood? Is it clear? So likewise you can assign new values, and for example, if you want to insert, or this is replacing, so if you want to insert a new element in between this, for example, in the first index I'm having orange here, but in the first index I want to have pineapple and then the rest of the things, then I can call the insert option. Okay, so using insert I have to mention where I need to place it, the index number and which I need to place it. So this will help you to insert element here. For example, let us do, for example, after this 1.1 I need to have some other thing. For example, my list dot insert Okay, in the second index I need to have we'll have a string number. Okay, it is 34, which is a string. So now if I print my list, you can see in the second index now we are getting the string 34, and the rest of the things will be adjusted to the next place. Got it? So if you want to replace, you will be going and assigning it, and if you want to insert a new element, you can go with insert by mentioning the index number and the element you want to insert. And this is actually an important tool we'll be using in many places. After learning loop, you can understand. So if you have a list and you want to add some elements to the end of it, okay, so if I want to add pineapple to the end, you can add using append. Okay, it's like adding in the end. Okay, you can remember in that way. So whatever thing you are passing will be added in the end. So if you add it once again, it will be added in the end, and so on. So I'll call my list dot append. Okay, so I'll go and append hello, and I'll print my list now. So hello will be added in the end. If I run it again, another hello will be added in the end. In list you can have duplicates. Same elements can be present multiple times. How many times I run, it will be getting added in the end. Now if I add hellos, it will also get added in the end. Okay, so that's how a list works. Append works. Duplicates are allowed. You can modify once you create it. These are all a property of a list. And then moving into a next concept, which is called as the extend. Okay, so if you have two lists, if you want to combine the elements of y with x, you can go and call x dot extend of y. But if you call x and ask it to extend the value of y, what will happen is, in x, after the value of x, we will be having the value of y. Okay, like apple, orange, banana, comma, kiwi, pineapple, and strawberry. Okay. But if you want it in the reverse case, like if you want to have y elements first and then have the elements of x, you can go and call y dot extend of x. So that will happen in y. With these y elements, x elements will also get added in the end. Okay, so we'll try to repeat this. I'll create two lists now. My list 1 equal to 1, 2, 3. My list 2 equal to 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now my list 1 dot extend, okay, my list 2, and I'll print my list 1 now. Can you see after this 1, 2, 3, after the elements of my list 1, the my list 2 elements will get added. If you want it in the reverse case, then you need to go something like this. Okay, so now if I print my list 2, 4, 5, 6 will be there, and you can get in this way. Which two strings? I cannot understand your question, Granny Gamer. I'm not getting it. You can add two strings, string concatenation using plus operator. This is combining to list. Can you repeat your question? I hope extend will be fine with you guys. Moving with remove. Now we have seen how to add elements, how to combine list, etc. So now seeing about removing elements. So if you want to remove any particular element, you can go and call dot remove the name of that element, that will be removed exactly. For example, in my list 2 I am having these things. So I want to remove my list 2 dot remove. I'll enter a number which is 6. Yes, that is possible, Granny Gamer. I don't know what question he asked, Selvam. That is possible what you have entered. We have seen it in yesterday's class. My list 2. I'll print my list 2. And can you see now the 6 is removed? So like that, this is an integer, so I am passing integer. If you have a string, then you have to pass it as a string inside. That will be removed from your list. So this is one way of removing element. You can also remove by mentioning the index number using dot pop. So if you call dot pop, then you have to pass the index number. So if I want to remove banana, I can go and use second index, and that index will be removed. So I'll remove the 0th index. My list 2 dot remove 0. Okay, sorry, it's not removed. We have to go with pop. Sorry for that. Pop will help you to remove the help of index number. Okay, so we have removed 4. That's what it's mentioning. So if I print my list 2 now, that will be removed. Okay, so the value 4 has been removed, which is present in the 0th index. Okay, so moving with the next one. So if you want to clear all the elements present inside of a list to have an empty list, then you can go and call x.clear. Okay, or like for example, my list 2.clear will help me to remove all the things inside of it. Okay, Yadav, I'll teach you about remove function once again. So let us see this example, my list. Okay, I can show you better in that. So I'll print my list. This is my previous list which I had, which is in this variable my list. So if I want to remove this 34, which is a string, then what I can do is I can call my list dot remove, and I have to pass the exact thing I want to remove here. Okay, so that will get removed from my list. So if I print it once again, that element won't be present there. See here that 34 has been removed, but in some place if I want to take something from my list, okay, but without mentioning that exact thing, I can even pass the index number of it. For example, my list using dot pop option, if I want to remove my second index, which is string, I'll pass 2 here. So now if I print it, that string has been removed. Okay, so that is what happening. Can you see it? This string which is present in the second index will be removed. Using pop, the index number, you can take elements out of it, or if you want to pass the exact information, you can go with remove. I hope it will be fine for you guys. And I am teaching about clear, right? So I think I have ran it. So if I go and print my list 2, you can see it will be an empty list. Using dot clear, it will be just empty. It is not having any element. So if you want to delete that entire thing, you can go with del option. We'll see that when we see file handling. And yeah, now going into sorting things. Difference between pop and remove. In remove, you will be passing the exact element which you want to remove, but in pop, you will be mentioning the index number of the element which you are going to remove. Okay, it is permanent. If you remove it, it will be taken out from your list. Okay, why remove function not working with index? Because they have designed it in that way. They have written code that when they create Python, they have written that using remove, they can take element by mentioning the name. If they want to remove with index number, then we need to go with pop. So yeah, so if you want to search the element which is present inside or not, I told you that we will be seeing that in next class. One operator, do you guys remember? So we can go with something like hello in my list. True, which means that element has been present here. So if you have an element here, you can check with in or not in. So not will reverse that. So if it is not in there, you will be getting false. Okay, so I'll go with in. You can check element inside of it. For example, I want to check 2 in my list. It is not there, so I'll be getting false. But 1.1 is there, so I'll be getting true. In and not in. So to compare, you can use is and is not. Okay, so sort, in lot of interview questions you may need to use this option, which is dot sort. Okay, so this will arrange everything in the alphabetical order starting from A till Z, or if you have numbers it will go in the increasing order. Okay, so if I have my list 3 will be okay, so I can go and call my list 3 dot sort. So I can go with my list 3 print my list 3. Okay, so if we remove index hello will be on removed. So if you try to remove using hello, I'll do that. I'll see what is happening. So if I print my list, this is my thing. We are having 3 hellos. So if I remove that entirely, if I print it, one hello has been removed. Can you see it? Now if I run it again, another hello will be removed now. Okay, only one hello is present. That's how it works. Yes, now their first occurrence will be removed. So can you see it? If I go with sort, it is sorted in increasing order. If you go with alphabets, it will be sorted from A to Z. And if you want the reverse case, then you can go with reverse equal to true. Inside bracket, you have to pass reverse as true condition. So if you sort it now, it will be in the reverse order, which means from descending from larger to smaller number. Okay. That is all with sort. Yeah, sort descending we have seen, right? Reverse equal to true. So finally, so if you want to copy another, take a copy of your list, then you can go with y equal to x dot copy. Okay, so this will take a copy in another variable, so you can manipulate them individually. So that's all with list. I hope list will be clear. Is it fine? So Surya, I think I'll be going with a conditional statement. I'll see that later. I think there are other ways too, easy ways. We'll see to remove everything in a single shot. Yes, from first letter from A to Z. So what all we have seen in a list? There inside square bracket, it can store any data type, mutable, which means after you create it, you can modify it. Like we have access to your thing index number, sliced it, changed the element, okay, and then inserted a new element, appended in the end, extended to list, combining one list with other. Using remove, we have mentioned the name of the element and removed it, and using pop, okay. So you can remove with the help of index number, and using clear, you can clear the entire list. Using sort, you can sort down in ascending order, and using reverse equal to true, you can reverse the case. So I don't think you can recover the list item, so it is better if you want, you can, if it is important, you can take a copy of it and then you can go and remove it. If you want, you can take it from that, right? So moving the next one before going that. So if you want to convert this masterclass into 1 month certified internship on machine learning, you can do it. You can join as an internship user. So if you go with the coupon code of MLMC4, you will be getting a discounted fee of 800, which is 799. So please note it down, and the link will be given in chat and description. So if you join as an internship user, then only you will get all the 90 days of access to these records, 10 source code project downloadables, PPTs of all 30 days, files, code files, etc., internship confirmation at the start and internship certification by the end, additional 5 projects apart from these 10 projects, in-depth contents, extra videos, and 6 mentor live Zoom sessions. So here in Zoom session, we will be having doubt clarifications, weekly tasks and assignments from my side, Kaggle competition analysis, and additional 5 projects discussion too. So I'll suggest you also to, okay, I don't have it now, so I'll send it later. I hope I have shared the LinkedIn community previously. Please try to join if you wish. Okay, and this, if you want to avail this, all these supports, you can go and use this coupon code MLMC4 in the link given in the description. Okay. Regarding shallow and deep, we have 2 types. Like one is like, for example, we have copyright. Same way you have something known as .view. So view is like what all changes you do in X, you can, that is also updated in the value of y. But if you copy it, it is a separate thing. So what all things you change in x won't affect y. If you change in y, it won't affect in x. That's what the difference. In Kaggle competition analysis, we'll try to join a Kaggle competition, and I'll be suggesting you to participate, and I think we can all collaborate and try to see where our ranking in the globally, and we can also try to improve our score. That Kaggle competition, once we complete the base of machine learning after day 15 or 16, when we enter into projects, I'll be moving with that in Kaggle competition analysis and support. You know, right, in Kaggle competitions we can join as a team and work on a collaborative project too. We can do it individually, or if it's fine, we can join and do it together too. So yeah, starting with tuple. So tuple is a collection of items enclosed inside parentheses. Okay, when you go with list, most probably you would have get. Can you tell me the exact number, Surya, for data analytics? I hope it is 5, I think so. Now we have increased it. So tuple, talking about tuple is a collection of items enclosed inside parentheses. So that's what the difference. If you have it inside square bracket, it is called as what it is. Collection of items enclosed inside square bracket is called as a list, and collection of items enclosed inside parenthesis is called as a tuple. So like list, tuple are ordered and can be of any data type. Okay. But the common difference, you can ask me, then what is the difference? Why we need to go for a tuple is, tuples are immutable, which means once you create a tuple, you cannot modify it. Okay. Like for example, in list, what we have done, we have added it, we have removed something, we have inserted, right? We have appended. Those things you cannot do it here. In tuple, you cannot assign a new value like we did here. This is not possible because tuple is an immutable thing. Okay, so now let us see. This is also a collection of items, so you can access it, which means you can see it, but you cannot modify once you create it. But there are ways to modify it too. You can do the slicing, those are same with a tuple. For example, I can save the same. You can store any data type inside parentheses, anything is fine. You can go and access using index number, which will be 34. Okay, so I'll go and get from the second index till the end. I think it is from 12 to 5, right? So it's a tuple. So you cannot give any new element. For example, my tuple, I'll try to call the first index to be set as hello. So this is not possible. Tuple does not support this item assignment. It is immutable. So in some place, if you want to change it, or I'll tell you the use case. If you want a place where once you create some, if you want to store some things which should not want to change later, you can go and store it in a tuple. So in some places, if you want to do it, then what you can do is, okay, you can convert a tuple into a list first. Okay, so I'll tell you how to do it. So to perform this operation, I'll be calling, okay, I'll create a new variable and call list option. So inside list, if you pass collection of multiple items, it will be turned into a list. So I'll pass my tuple here. So what will happen? Now in this variable, I'll be having my list with these elements. Okay, 34, which we have created right here. So here, what I'll be doing it now is, I'll go and assign the second index as hello. Okay, so now if I print it, it will be changed because now it's a list, right? You can modify it, so that will be modified. So once you've done this task, what you can do is you can call the same variable name, and you can call tuple option to convert any collection of item into a tuple, so I'll be passing my list here, that will be converted into a tuple. Okay, so now if I print my tuple, I would have achieved the task which I require. Okay, so now I have replaced, right? So this is one of the way which you can do. Okay. Selvam Yashwant, we are already out of time, but if you want, I'll suggest you to go with one list. Okay, so store a list and take, for example, x equal to my list dot copy, and you can also take y equal to my list dot view. And what I'll suggest you to do is have some change. Okay, it's not available. Okay, so I'll check and update it later, or maybe in tomorrow's class. So same way, if you want to remove something, then in tuple it's not possible. So what you can do is you can go and convert it into a list and then try to remove the element which you want or pop it, and then you can go and come back, turn it into a tuple. Okay, so to combine two tuple, you can have it in a new variable. You have to assign a new variable and you can use the plus operator to combine these two tuple. Okay, so yeah, so we'll go and try to do that. And 3 equal to 1 plus 2, print 3, and yeah, so we have combined these two, right? So that's how we will be combining to tuple, so using plus operator. So that's it about a tuple. So the importance of a tuple is it is immutable, it is inside of parenthesis. Okay, so if you want to change it, then you can go and convert it to a tuple, whatever it may be, removing, adding, extending, or appending. You can do it by converting it into a list, and once it is done, you can turn it back into a tuple. If you use list instead of a tuple, then that properties will be applied. In some place, if you want it to be not manipulated, then you can go and use a tuple. Fine. The internship link has been posted in the chat box, so if you want, you can join as an internship user and get certified on this internship. You can use this coupon code of MLMC4 to get a discounted fee of $799. And these are all the supportive things you will be getting with that. So moving towards set. Set is a collection of unique items enclosed inside curly braces. You want to understand this line carefully. See here, set is a collection of unique items, which means that previously when we had about we had list and tuple where we had duplicates, same things, hello multiple times we had, right? But in a set you can have only unique items. So to represent a set, it is enclosed inside curly braces. There is attendance, please wait till the end. My team will be posting it. I'm not having it right now. So the items in a set have no definite order and can be of any type. You can store any data type, but it will not be in any order, particular order, which means, sorry, it's not a dictionary, it is a set. We'll see dictionary later. Set is mutable, which means you can change once you create it, but duplicates is not allowed here. That's what the property of a set is. Okay, you cannot have duplicates. So we'll try to do it. I'll create a set with apple 34 true. So I'll print x. Can you see it? The order has been changed, right? we can see true came first, and it will be like you cannot have a definite order here in a set, it will be changing often. And you cannot have a duplicate, which means if I'm having apple twice, when I print it, you won't be getting that. Okay, so apple won't be present, only one time it can be present, you cannot have duplicates. And so now can you guys tell me, if I print x, I'm getting true alone, I'm not getting 1. Can you guys, anyone interpret this? I'm having 1 here, I'm trying to print it, but I'm getting true 34 and apple only, I'm not getting 1. Can you guys try to answer this question? Or I'll have my 1 here. So I'm getting 1 alone, not the true. Because apple is a string and 34 is an integer. Why duplicate is, you see here, in programming language 1 and true are same, they both are same, and 0 and false are same. Okay, false is nothing but 0 and true is nothing but 1. Okay, so if you have something like this, can you see it? What is the first occurrence that will be printed? So if I have 1 first, 1 will be true printed, true will be neglected. And if I have true and then 1, so if I print it, I'll be getting true, not the 1. So same case apply for false too. False and 0, now we will be getting false only, not 0. So it is also a kind of interview question, so please note it down. So first occurrence will be noted, duplicates will be ignored, we have seen that. And if you want to insert another element, once again we don't have any order here, so if you go with add, it will be randomly placed. You can go with x dot add 22, so I'll print x. So 22 is placed here, not only in the end, it will be replaced in many places too. So if you want to combine two, you can use update. So it is like extend of a list. Okay, it can be added to a, like they will be combined. In which variable you are calling the update, that will get updated. Okay, with the next element. Fine. So if you want to remove something, you can go with dot remove by mentioning the name of it. For example, x dot remove 34. So I'll print x. So 34 is removed. So these things will take some time and see, because we want to understand this. I'll create two variables newly now. X equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And cap y, small x will be fine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so yeah, so now what we are going to do is, you can call x dot difference of y. So this will find the difference between these two, which means so it is telling you in x what all the unique items when you compare with y, that will be the output. So if you want, in the reverse case, you can call y dot difference of x, which means the common elements 4, 5, 6 between these two will be neglected, and 7, 8, 9 will be in your output. Okay. 7, 8 and 9. And why we use set is, you cannot have duplicates. If you want to store anything individually here, which should be present one time, you can go with a set. This is difference. And you also have intersection to find the common values in both. If you call intersection, it will try to give you the common values in both. You can go either way. So I'll go with intersection. 4, 5 and 6 are the common things here, right? So that will be in your output. And then if you go with symmetric difference, all the items which are not common will be in the output set. So if you go with symmetric difference, you will be getting a new set. Okay, so which are all unique in both will be there. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5 and 6 in both of these things are common, so that will be neglected and the unique things will be in the output set. If you want, you can store it in a new variable too, and you can access that too. Okay, so like that we can work on it. So that's all with the set. Is it clear till what we have seen now, till now? Is it clear? Can I get some response from your side in chat box? Can I get some thumbs up? Can we quickly see about dictionary? We'll see for 10 minutes up to which topic we can complete in dictionary. We'll see that. Rest of the things we'll see in tomorrow's class. It is Sunday. Fine. Can I get thumbs up? Yes, fine. So moving with dictionary. So see here, dictionary is a collection inside curly braces. Okay, so it is inside curly braces. But can you see, instead of having one element, now we are having elements which are like a combination using colon. Okay, so here we will be having key and value pairs. Okay, so a collection of items inside curly braces, but it is a key and value pairs. So we will be having a key and we will be having a value for it, okay, which is separated with colon. So you can assign some value, and this key can be like, it can be a string, okay, or integer, you can have it, and the value can be also be any data type, you can store it. Okay, so dictionaries are mutable. It can be added, removed, modified, but duplicates are not allowed because it belongs to the set family using curly braces, right? Duplicates are not allowed. So I'll go and create dictionary equal to, so we'll have a key which is name, John, place, Delhi, okay, separate it with comma, and then you can have numbers too, 4, something like this. Okay, if I print D, you can get something like this. Here it's an integer, I'm storing the values there. You can print it. Duplicates are overwritten, which means see here, if I'm having another place, for example, in the place I'm having Chennai, okay, so I'll save it. So now in my output, what will be the place now? If I print it, you can have only one place that will be now replaced with Chennai, because the latest place get replaced. Okay, in set, which is the first registry, that will be in the output, but in dictionary, the value which is the latest one will get replaced to that key. Okay, values you can have duplicates, you cannot go something like that, right? So in place or in I'll just store John. Once again, a value is going to be common. It can be only the key names will get affected. Can you see it? I'm getting John here and here. Nadir, did you got it? Duplicates value will be overwritten, and all data types are valid, which means you can have a string, a boolean, integer, float, complex number, list, tuple, set in the value. Okay, you can store even an entire list here. For example, I'll remove these things and I'll store languages. Okay, I can have a list, for example, English, Hindi, Malayalam. Okay, I'll save it. So I'll print it. I'm getting it, right? So what you can also do is you can mention the key name to get the value. Instead of using index number, you can pass the key name to get that value. I'm getting name. Like that I can get place, which will be Delhi. So if you want, you can also get this languages, which is going to be a list. So if I want to take Hindi or Malayalam alone, which is inside of this list in the second index, right? Here I can call another square bracket and go and mention 2, which will be the second index, and that value will be printed. So if I want to go inside of this, I can create another square bracket and pass 0th index, so I should get M in the output, and I am getting that. Okay, so you can go in the hierarchical way from one inside of another, that is possible. And we have done this accessing a dictionary like this using square bracket, or you can also go with .get. Okay, so for example, like print d.get, you can pass the name inside, like name, you will be getting the value John. Okay, is it clear? Two methods, one is like accessing through an index, another one is like using .get. And you also have other options like .keys, .values and .items. So I'll show you. For example, d.keys. So you will be getting a list which is nothing but key names, name, place and language, right? So you can also go for values, John, Delhi, and another list inside of a list, English, Hindi and Malayalam. It's like a 2D list. Okay, and if you go for key.items, then you will be getting a list where you will be having tuples, a combination of key and value pairs, name, comma John, place, comma Delhi, languages, English, Hindi and Malayalam. Okay, clear about these three keys, values and items? You can also change a value, like you access it, you can change a value, you can call the key name and assign a new value that will be replaced in that. For example, d of name equal to, I'll pass Tom. So I'll print d. So now you can see instead of John, I'm getting Tom. That is now has been replaced. Okay. And you can do it using .update also, but inside parenthesis you have to pass it in the form of a dictionary so that these two will be combined, so the latest value will be accepted. Okay, d.update. So I can even pass multiple things too, like for example, in place I need Chennai. Okay, comma, I can also go with languages. Okay, so I'll add another language to here. Tamil. Okay, so now this will get updated. So if I print D now, I can even update multiple things like this using .update. Okay, Chennai and Tamil is also got added here. Okay, so using .pop, by mentioning the key name, you can remove both the key and value pairs using .pop. Okay, and yeah, I'll tell you the nested dictionary too. Before that, d.pop place. So now if I print D, I don't have that key and value pairs. Okay, and before completing this class, finally seeing about nested dictionary. So inside a dictionary for a value, we had list, right? Similarly, you can even have another dictionary inside of a value. Okay, so this will also have key and value pairs. Okay, so like this, for example, I'll tell you with a simple example. Here we have created one, right? I'll just copy this and see here I have list, right? So instead of list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a dictionary here for this value. Okay, so in this dictionary I can have another key name, for example, pro language. So let us give it as English. Okay, comma beginner. So I can have a list here, right? So we'll go with Tamil, Malayalam. Okay, so I'll go with this. So now we are having a dictionary inside of a dictionary, right, as a value. Delhi languages, you can have that. So you can go and get languages, right? So it is a dictionary. Once again, if you want what is the value of a beginner, you will be passing another square bracket and passing beginner. You can go inside of it and take this list. Here you can pass index number 2 to take individual elements. They apply the same concept. Okay, so that's all with the dictionary. So in tomorrow's class we will be seeing about the conditional statement, looping statement, etc. That will be interesting session because I can give you some assignments with that too, some ideas for your practice with what all things we have seen. So tomorrow will be an important session. Please attend it. And if you want to convert this masterclass into 1 month certified internship on machine learning, you can join as an internship user. The link is pinned in the chat box and description. Use this coupon code of MLMC4 and you can get it in a fee of $799. And you can get the PPTs if you are join as an internship user, downloadables, source codes, this collab file, and additional support and Zoom sessions. Zoom sessions will have doubt clarification, Kaggle competition analysis, tasks and assignments, and additional project discussions. Thank you. In YouTube, you can get participation certificate if you attend 30 days. If you join as an internship user, you will be getting internship certificate. Thank you.